Now, if you're going to be the kind of the head guy of an international awards, would you agree that probably the best way of approaching would be to choose somebody, who's American, kind of, American accent, very well presented, well turned out, amazing presenter, but with European heritage, maybe French, just to make sure that there's a really nice spread and you've got the appeal to both sides of the continent. Would you agree that that's...
I mean, I don't think the French are so loved around the world. That's the whole thing about it. So I have 3 names. It's a long International Academy of Digital Arts and Sciences. Just trying to be as pretentious as possible before we start, Is it working?
Right. Well, let's... you've got the clicker. Have you?
It.
1 minute. You've got it.
Going with the podium here.
Do you want to walk around?
No, I'm going right ahead. Here, straight ahead.
David-Michel Davis.
Oh, hi. That wasn't very good. So I know I have an American accent. You guys sound so much more intelligent than I do, but come on, give it up a little bit. I say oh, hi, and... Thank you. Thank you. So when Nicolas told me what the challenge here was, I thought, wow, this is like made for me. I have to talk about something that's great on the internet. All we do is basically tell people what we think is great on the internet. This is the best thing I've ever thought of, or he's ever thought of. But when I went to start thinking about the one thing, I'm like, shit, we have 100 categories. I have to tell them about one thing. This is not something that we're used to doing. So I figured I'll start with, I looked through some Webby winners. I love all the Webby winners, right? And I love Oh Hi too, obviously. Look, it's so relevant. This is Ben-Ha. He does I Can Has Cheeseburger. I love Ben-Ha. That's his Webby Awards acceptance speech that he printed out and carried with him on stage. I love him. How can you not love him? I love the Beastie Boys. I've always loved the Beastie Boys. I grew up with the Beastie Boys. A couple years ago, we got to honor them. They made this great film where they had all their fans videotape on Super 8 footage at a show, and they made a whole movie about, or just from that footage, which I thought was really cool. I love the Beastie Boys, so maybe that. I love Kiva, which is a little bit more serious, but I think it's great. It's a micro-lending site. It allows anybody anywhere to come online and lend money to small businesses in third world countries, which is pretty neat. I also love David Bowie, back to the musicians. David Bowie is totally an internet person, if you don't know. That's David Bowie's website from 1996. And we also were fortunate enough to honor David Bowie at the Webby Awards a couple years ago. I would be remiss if I didn't tell you how much I love the Orange Unlimited site here by my friend Nicolas, Roope, and the Poke team. Sound. Big brands don't make such pretty things usually, and I just love that. I also love all the stuff that NASA does online. Do you guys go to NASA? They have like these great data overlays mixed with these beautiful images, super high res. And this is just one of them I thought was really cool looking. I also love Gay Robot. Do you guys know Gay Robot? If you don't know Gay Robot, you're totally missing out on something. It's like the best thing ever. A little more serious, I love the site Eyes on Darfur. This is a site that uses satellite imagery to show people atrocities going on in the region. Those are before and after pictures, and you can see how it's sort of more blown out after the atrocities there. And I love Moo. God, who doesn't love Moo? It's so weird. It's about printed things. You'd think all of us internet people wouldn't really like that, but it's just amazing. I love it. So I don't know. God, what am I going to talk about? I think I figured out at the end of the day, I'm like, I love all these things, and the common thing here is that I love internet people. That's really what it was all about. It's like I love the internet sites and all this stuff, but I love all the internet people. It works out well for me because we run the Webby Awards, which we celebrate internet people. There are some internet people you might have seen before. It's kind of an old picture, but that was pretty fun. But I want to point something out very important. If you make stuff online, that doesn't necessarily make you an internet person or internet people. Like people who make sites that people make sites where this has to happen for like 45 seconds before you see it, totally not internet people. Are you with me on that or what? So last year we decided, we're like, well, we're going to make a festival for internet people. And we had this, this idea. It's not really that novel but these days, but geez, it seemed like it was. What if the internet people made the internet festival? So instead of sort of making the whole thing ourselves and programming everything, we just made a website. And we asked all of New York City to come and program the internet festival. And like I said, we invited everybody. And we had, this is the New York Tech meetup that happened. Google had a big career fair where they invited students from all over New York to come and talk to engineers about how they can work at Google. Tumblr and Next New Networks had a rock band party, which is pretty cool. How big is Tumblr here, you guys? Is it kind of big or not really yet? Yeah, okay, cool. One of my favorite magazines, Make Magazine, got together with Saatchi and Saatchi of all people, which is kind of a cool little like partnership. That's not my phone. And they had a maker fair at the Saatchi Gallery in New York. Mother, led by Mother and us, a bunch of agencies got together and had a pub crawl, which is pretty cool, fun. One of my favorite people ever, Mayor Michael Bloomberg, had a fancy reception at his estate and proclaimed it Internet Week, which was sort of like the highlight of my life. So all in all, we had 100 events. And I guess what I'm really here to say is, God, I really love Internet Week. So 2009, what are we going to do? We got a lot of feedback from people during Internet Week that said, hey, it was amazing, it was so decentralized, and we got to program it ourselves, but we want like the centralized space. So we've, this clicker is tough. We went and found this great place downtown in New York and Chelsea. It's like 25,000 square foot loft place. We're calling it the Internet Week HQ. Half of it is going to be a community programmed auditorium. There's like 20 slots. We're inviting companies to come and pitch products, do these kind of things, show art, do all that kind of great stuff. And the other half, I'm thinking of like right now working title like an Internet World's Fair. That's like a little bit ambitious for this first year, but you got to go big, right? That's 1964, the last New York World's Fair. So hey, you're internet people, right? So that means that you're invited to Internet Week. So I want to officially let you know about that. I hope you'll come and attend and think about coming to New York. It's a fantastic time. Nicolas and a bunch of other people who are here came and had a great time. And if ever you want to like spend a whole week with the internet people, this is the place to do it. If you want to kind of get more involved and do something more, why don't you throw an event in the city? We're happy to help you like with venues and partners and introduce you to people, anything you need. We kind of see ourselves as like the tech support for Internet Week. And of course, if you want to program the auditorium, if you want to give a talk, if your company wants to give a talk, your organization. And finally, if you want to make something really awesome, I've been talking to a bunch of people here in London about this, and if you want to make something, we hope you'll do it. And finally, I guess I'll say I'm here with my colleague Emily Warren, who's around here somewhere. And Emily and I, we don't get to come to London too much, so we put our cards out there, which isn't like a way to like spam you with our cards. It's just kind of saying, my mobile number's on there and email. If you ever need anything, if you need to contact us about the Webbys, if you want to do something for Internet Week, if you're in town, take our info, please contact us. We love internet people, and we're happy to be able to talk to you when you're in town. So last one. Okay, thanks, bye.